there's one layer to this on the Kansas City side. That certainly is the injuries, and it's a big part of the talking that surrounds this 4-0 start. You go, how long can it continue, right? Because you just wonder, can you absorb this many losses? Mahomes' numbers, and he said, look, I haven't played my best, and those numbers, touchdown-interception ratio, not great. And again, he can be critical, others can be critical. At the end of 60 minutes, do you have more points than them?
Yeah.
The answer's been no. What a luxury that is for a guy who's going to be heading to Canton someday to not play his best and still be perfect. And then there's the play of their tight end. And it's kind of the elephant in the room, and we're talking to Jason about this today. I want to start just with one quick thought. This is a dude who is enjoying his life away from the game. You guys have a huge podcast. He's in a lot of ads. He's got a very famous girlfriend traveling the world. And so there's talk that maybe this guy's enjoying his life and is not focusing on the game. This is the guy who's always enjoyed his life, hasn't he?
Exactly. I mean, now he's enjoying his life very publicly. Everything he does and everything really our family does is very much out there. And that's just the nature of the way it is right now. I think that Trav, listen, he's been very healthy throughout his career. This is a guy who's always found a way to show up in the peak physical shape. And I know optics are that he is all over the place. And that's not just optics, that's reality.
Sure.
But he still keeps the main thing. Football has always been the most important thing in Trav's life. He has always lived his life to the fullest. He has enjoyed his off seasons very much, even before Taylor Swift and everything else that was going on in our lives. And I think that, he is always going to find a way to make football the number one priority in terms of being prepared. There's so many things that rely on this between his relationship with his teammates, Andy Reid, and his legacy. So I know it's been a slow start for him. I know that the optics have certainly appeared that way. Hey, look at that now. She's got the part on right there. That looks good. Trav is always going to find a way to show up and show out. And I think it's only a matter of time before he gets back to the same Travis Kelce we've seen.
I just think it's just the context of a guy you've obviously known your entire lives, that his off seasons have been something he's always enjoyed. Look, let's be honest. Like, both your lives have gone kind of crazy in this last year in a really fun way, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But this is a guy that when Rashee Rice goes down, all of a sudden, who's Mahomes start looking for against the Chargers? He had his best game, and I assume that's clearly who they're going to focus on offensively.
Yeah, I think this is probably like the second or third season we've been having the same conversations very early on about the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes isn't playing as well as we've seen him play in MVP years. Travis Kelce is off to a slow start. But when you look at that stretch to win the Super Bowl, Travis Kelce did become the priority and number one target and focal point of Patrick Mahomes. And so these guys can click back into that comfort level as quick as anyone in the NFL can. We saw him with 7 catches and 89 yards last week, and I do now believe with a week to prepare without Rashee Rice, Andy Reid will have wrinkles in that offense that target Travis Kelce as the number one option. But when we get to backyard football and Patrick Mahomes begins to create, there's no one that has a better synergy with him than number 87.